Welcome back, everyone. This is part 5 of the Q&A. This is take 2 of part 5 because my phone almost died, so I had to stop and find a charger. So anyways, we are going to start with question 91. How has your first year been living as your true self? It's been absolutely amazing. It's had ups and downs, but everyone's year has ups and downs. This has truly been the best year of my life. 2016, a lot of my friends have said this has been a shitty year. It's been a crappy year for everyone. Not for me. This has been my year, and I'm not letting anyone take that away from me. What positive life changes have you seen since starting HRT? Oh boy, I have seen so many positive life changes. I get to look in the mirror and love what I see. I get to see the changes every single day. I get to hear the change every single day in my voice. I've seen so many positive changes. The biggest one is looking in the mirror and absolutely loving what I see. There's no more of looking in the mirror and just seeing your reflection. It isn't you. And boy, does it feel good to see who I am. How much happier are you? Words cannot describe how much happier I am. Do you have any advice to younger viewers who may be looking for guidance to become their true self? This is a good one. My advice to any of you young YouTubers who come across me and who are looking for guidance and who would like to become your true self, don't let anyone steer you from your path to greatness. Don't let anyone try to tell you that you're different because you're not. Being transgender does not make you different. It makes you unique. It makes you one of a kind. It makes you you. Don't ever let anyone try to tell you you're different or you're weird for being transgender. Flip them the bird and bye, girlfriend. Be yourself. Never let anyone steer you from where you're meant to be in life. Because destiny has a plan for you. And if your plan is to be its plan for you is to transition and be transgender, there's nothing anyone can do about that, honey. Just saying. So live as yourself. Never let anyone steer you from the path that you're supposed to be on. Because you have one life and you live to make yourself happy. Did you ever consider doing drag before you came out and started living as your true self? Honestly, no. Doing drag never really appealed to me. When I was younger, I never really knew what drag was. And when I did, I was like, oh, that's cool, but it's not for me. And a few of my friends from Vice Versa who you've met, you might have met a few of them on here in my earlier YouTube videos, but they tried to get me to perform recently, and they want me to one day perform. I might, just for fun one day, but it never was something I considered, and it was never something that I have considered. If I do it, I'll do it for fun. I'll do it with a friend. I'll probably do a duet number. But who knows? How is your knee doing? Pretty crappy. I need another knee surgery, and I know it. I never got my MCL fixed from earlier this year. Whenever I found out it was separated, I stopped going to therapy. I stopped going to the doctors because I did not want to be down for Fright Farm. I didn't want to be down. But now that it's wintertime, I need to go to the doctors for my knee surgery to get my knee fixed. Where is your destination in California if you do still plan on moving there? Bakersfield, California. It's close to LA. It's close to the coast. It's not too far off from Vegas. It's in a perfect location for me. Why do you want to move to California? It's always been... Hold on. Excuse me. I feel like I had to burp. Well, why do I want to move to California? It's rather simple. I want to get off the East Coast. I have friends out in California. They tell me the atmosphere is amazing. They tell me the environment's amazing. I've heard so many good things about California. And there's bad things about California too. But there's bad things about everywhere. I have been stuck in my little southwestern Pennsylvania, northern West Virginia little circle for my whole life. I've traveled a few different places, but I've never been off the East Coast. And when I do, it's going to be the move to California. What's your favorite part about working at a haunt? I love Fright Farm. I'm glad I got at least one question about a haunt, because this is about, I think, the only question about anything haunt related. Favorite part of working at a haunt, I love Halloween. I love seeing people's reactions. I love being able to put an actor in a scene and watching them make that scene their own. I love seeing how versatile somebody is. I love seeing what the scene can bring out in somebody, what Like, I love seeing what people's lows are, what people's highs are. I love being able to place them in different roles. It's probably my favorite thing about, that's definitely my favorite thing about the haunt. I love Halloween, but my favorite thing is watching actors, being able to place, now that I'm managing, being able to place actors in a scene and watching them excel and make that character their own. So much to the point where you can't tell that's a character anymore. Where do you get your tattoos done at? I used to go to the Stick. I went to David Abel recently, and I'm just going to hop from artist to artist. There's a few more artists around my area that I want to go to before I move on to Pittsburgh, the Pittsburgh area, and more West Virginia, and I'm going to go all over for tattoos. I'm done going to one single artist or shop. Next question. How is your transition affecting your individual identity? For example, do you feel like the same person but in the right body? Or do you feel as if you're transitioning... Or do you feel that as you're transitioning, you're becoming a different version of yourself? You know, I honestly feel like both. Like, I feel like I'm the same person, just in the right body, but I also feel like I am becoming a whole different version of myself. So it's a bit of both, because, like, yes, I'm still who I used to be. I still like a lot of the same things, but I'm a whole different version of myself than I was a year ago. So I guess a little bit of both of those questions combined, like both those answers, I am the same person in the right body, but I also am a whole different version of who I used to be. So yeah, I'd say a little bit of both. That question came from the guy who I was on his podcast with this year, and I absolutely loved his podcast. Hopefully I get to be brought back one day. What's your favorite Christmas tradition? You know, my favorite Christmas tradition has always been, and I'm glad I get to continue it this year. I'll do it probably every day till I can't do it no more. But every year, the night before Christmas Eve, I stay at my grandma's house. I go over her house. She makes dinner. We get to chat, and I stay at her house. I've done it every year since I was yay high, and since I was a baby, pretty much. I've done it every single year, and that's the only tradition I really have around Christmas time that's steady every year. What's your favorite Christmas treats? I'm not too much of a treat fan. My grandma makes really good sugar cookies, so probably those. Have you ever thought about starting your own podcast? You know, I would love to start my own podcast one day. I just need guidance how to start one. I would absolutely love it. I love listening to podcasts. I would love doing a podcast and finding different guests. Like, I did my little interview series on YouTube, and it was really short. But I would love to start my own podcast and be able to get friends on there and really be able to talk to them about, we could tell stories. I could talk to them. I could get in touch with other YouTubers in my area. I can get in touch with multiple. I would love to do a podcast so much. And that's to add on my goals of 2017. I'm going to start a podcast. You watch it. Or you watch me do it, I should say. Not you. You better watch it, but you watch me do it. That's one of my goals of 2017. If you would have been able to express yourself when you were younger, what would have been some things you would have enjoyed pursuing? By far, I would have loved to have been a cheerleader. Like I said earlier in this little video series, I would love to have a daughter one day and be able to see her be a cheerleader. That's something I would have loved to experience when I was younger. And I would have loved to attend Votech school while I was in high school for cosmetology. Those were the two things I would have loved to have pursued when I was younger. And I really wish I would have. But okay, anyways, moving on. Do you have a favorite makeup brand? If so, why are they your favorites? Kat Von D, definitely. I'm a huge Kat Von D fan. I became a Kat Von D fan of her makeup, because of her tattoo work, but then when I found out she had her makeup line, I became a fan of that. I tried it, and I fell in love with it. I don't really have a reason why she's my favorite. I guess, I don't know, I'm being a little biased because I loved her tattoo work, and I kind of became a fan of her makeup for that reason, but her makeup is very good quality. I love her lipsticks, and I love her foundation. So, yeah. Why do you like having tattoos? Tattoos, I love looking in a mirror and seeing artwork. Yes, artwork for your, there's all different kinds of artwork. Like there's artwork you can hang on your walls, there's artwork you could have on your phone. But tattoos are artwork you can take everywhere. You can show everyone, they each tell a story. You can be like, oh yeah, this tattoo I got this time when I was going through this, or this tattoo I got because of this. It's an artwork you can take everywhere and show anyone at any time. You don't have to be like, hey, let me pull it up on my phone. You don't have to, like artwork in your house, it's so hidden, it's so confined. Like people can't see it unless you invite them to your house. Tattoos, strangers in public can see your tattoos, like, hey, I like your tattoos. Say thanks. So I love being a walking art canvas. Do you have any inspirations that influence your current style? You know, I don't really have a current style. So there's no one that really influences my style. I dress to what I like. Some days I want to dress like in quad riding gear, like a riding jacket. I want to wear a t-shirt and jeans or sweatpants. Other days I want to wear a dress and heels, or a skirt and a really nice top with some heels. It varies on my mood. So no, I don't really have a certain style, and no one really influences my current style other than myself. When choosing your name, what other names do you have in mind besides Ariana May? You know, other names I threw around. Jenny was one name I threw around at one point. Jennifer. Let me think. Jessie was another one. Scarlett. Oh, there were a lot of names over the years I got thrown around in my head, and I liked a lot of different names. But in the end, Ariana May is the name that stuck the most with me. Have you had any trouble with employment? If so, how have you dealt with it? Honestly, no, I've never had any trouble with employment because I'm transgender. And the day I do, you will all hear about it on YouTube, and I will bash that company. But so far, no problem with unemployment whatsoever. How does the new president and vice president make you feel, Jesus? I knew I was going to get a question about the president. The president and the new president-elect and his vice president-elect. I'm not going to answer this question. I am just not. I don't want to get into a political debate during my Q&A. It will kill my mood. It will kill my enthusiasm for the rest of this video, because we're probably going to go into part 6 and probably 7, which is funny because I actually guessed this was going to be in 7 parts. But if you have me on my private Facebook page, I posted plenty enough about the president-elect and how I felt about him the day of the election. So I'm not getting into this question. I didn't realize it said president until I started reading it. I was like, oh Jesus, I shouldn't be reading this, but oh well. Okay, so when you finally announced coming out publicly on Facebook, how did it feel? Like a giant weight had been lifted off my shoulders. It felt so good. I felt at peace. I had a lot of anxiety. I was waiting for people's reactions, but a lot of good reactions. Some negative, obviously, but a lot of good reactions flowed in, and it made me so happy. All right, I'm going to start part 6. Actually, no. I'm going to answer one more question. Actually, no. I'm sorry for being so confusing. I'm going to go into part 6 right now. So I hope you've all enjoyed this so far, and I hope you stay tuned for part 6. I love you all. Thank you so much for staying tuned for this very long video. I love you all again. Stay tuned for part